Hi, Paul Pearson here. Continuing on with a series of articles taken from my book I put together back in 1996 called Letters to the Editor, A Christian View. Uh, this letter to the newspaper I titled Abortion Cancer Link Reports Fizzle, and I'll begin to read. Well, I guess another deception and cover up has been perpetrated on the general public in the name of sexual freedoms. It seems no one wants to honestly address the reality that when we interfere with a pregnancy by taking the life of an innocent baby, consequences are bound to happen. Not only the more obvious consequence of emotional and psychological turmoil, but according to several reputable studies written up in prestigious medical journals, the potential for tremendous harm to the woman's physical health as well. These staggering reports have linked breast cancer to a very high percentage of those who have had abortions in the past. And this is all being neatly swept under the rug. No one wants to face the implications of such reports regarding this selfish and morally reprehensible plague of convenience, which is coercing millions of young girls and women into doing away with the child growing within. It used to be understood by even the most insensitive of our society two wrongs don't make a right. But now, with blatant irresponsibility being accepted on such a grand scale, it is doubtful much will change, even in light of the great medical risks. For there is a tremendously lucrative industry built in and around the abortion business. And wherever huge sums of money are involved, the pressures are great to keep the status quo by whitewashing any danger and actively promoting more use of the service. Greater margins of profit are thereby realized, and with abortion, this is at the taxpayer's expense. Further to these important issues on women's health, there is the precious life of the preborn child to consider. And no matter what your opinion on when life begins, it surely must be admitted there is ample evidence to suggest the child is developing emotionally as a person, even within the confines of the mother's womb. The government of Ontario spends $7 million each year on four private Toronto abortion clinics. This amount to move to more is to more than the federal government and provinces combined spend on breast cancer research. In my opinion, this is criminal and surely points out our mistaken priorities as a nation. The Bible, which is the most oft quoted, respected, and influential book ever written, has much to say about human life and responsibility. And we would be wise to pay particular attention to the wisdom contained within its pages. A wisdom that speaks of creation, our fallen nature, sin's consequence and judgment, and God's redemption plan realized in Jesus, God's only begotten Son. And what does the Bible have to say about life within the womb of and without? Psalm 139, verse 13 proclaims, "For you created me, my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb." And Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19 warns, "This day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live." Doing what is right is not old fashioned, it is a matter of life and death. References, as far as the references on this cancer report, British Journal of Cancer published a study by Malcolm Pike, that was in 1981. The link between abortion and breast cancer, 24 referred studies by Scott Somerville, that was in 1993. And 1994 of November, Journal of the National Cancer Institute, Risk of Breast Cancer Among Young Women. And I'll end with yours in Christ, Paul. Now, in my next letter to the editor, I titled Saying Goodbye to a Family Hero. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next time, God willing. Bye for now.